Hey everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Josh Jordan. You can hear us on ESPN 97.5 here in Houston. You can also see Josh's work at sportsmaphouston.com. Hit subscribe if you haven't already so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. Hey Josh, would Jim Crane do it differently with Justin Verlander if he knew Lance McCullers would be shut down before spring training?
Ooh. I mean, that's a lot of money, John. I will say this. I think it's crossed his mind this week. Absolutely. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. You know, if McCullers is okay in a few weeks and he just misses a few turns in the rotation, then probably not. The thing about that Verlander deal is it just really handcuffed you to where I don't know if you could do a lot more. You know, you're just kind of stuck with all that money. Would they be flexible enough to make some moves with Verlander on the books? There's also a scenario where what if McCullers and Verlander dealt with injuries this year and you doubled down on all that money? Then he'd feel really bad. So I think at this point it's a little premature. So no, I don't think he regrets it yet. We'll see how it plays out.
You know what's not changing was that $43 million that Justin Verlander got. That ain't changing. So and guess what? Last year, did he regret not having Carlos Correa? No. He did not regret giving him that $35 million that the Twins gave him. And he said, look, I got Jeremy Pena. You know what Jim Crane is saying right now? I got Hunter Brown. I got Hunter Brown, baby Verlander, who is going to step up just like Jeremy Pena did last year. And they're going to go, look how smart we were. We did it. We did it again. We did it again with a young player that's under team control, which is something that the Astros have been unbelievable at.
They have. I wonder, though, the regular season, that's all fine and dandy. I mean, Hunter Brown had 2 starts last year? So that's not a huge sample size to go off of. But my point would be when you get to the playoffs, like, who's your top 3? You know, you feel good about Fromber and Javier, but if you don't have McCullers, and, you know, you're talking about Garcia or, you know, is Hunter Brown ready to be your number 3 starter in the playoffs? I don't know. So there is some uncertainty in that aspect.
Oh, there absolutely is. But Jeremy Pena had 0 at-bats before he came last year. Yep. And guess what he did? So Hunter Brown, with the experience that he's got, with the postseason experience that he's gotten as well, I mean, man, I'm going to bet on that guy to be able to take over that 5th starter role. And he had a year with Justin Verlander in which he learned stuff that, you know, is going to be invaluable to him as well. So I listen, this organization just keeps on churning them, churning them out, even though they're rated the 27th or 28th minor league system every single year. They just keep bringing in guys from the Jordans to the Peñas and now to the Hunter Browns, Chas McCormick's, Jake Myers, who Kyle Tucker just a couple of years ago, Fromber Valdez. All of these guys came up through the organization, and they just continue to make it just a well-oiled machine. And you know what? They weathered the storm last year. You think it helps that they went through this with Lance McCullers last year?
Absolutely. It shows what you can get. They also went through Jordan dealing with hand stuff last year, and we're already hearing, you know, he's having some soreness this year. It does worry me a little bit that with Jordan, it was more the middle of the season that he started dealing with that, and now we're having issues before the season's even started, so that worries me a little bit. It was interesting, too. Dusty was just speaking this morning to the media about there was a chance Hunter Brown was going to be in the rotation anyway. You know, so I wonder if that means that he, in a 6-man rotation scenario, or if he thought maybe he'd beat out Urquidy or Garcia or somebody like that.
No, I think the 6-man rotation, Dana Brown seemed to really like it. He was talking about it yesterday or the day before. He was talking about, hey, the Astros were fresh come postseason, and the Braves were limping to the finish line as the season ended. I think he likes that 6-man rotation, and I've said it before. You know, I grew up when they were in a 4-man rotation. Nobody thought you could go to 5-man. I'm telling you, baseball is going to go to 6-man rotation within a decade. Most every team is going to be in a 6-man rotation to save those arms because they're just so valuable.
You know, Peter Gammons had a tweet, I believe it was today or yesterday, about Brian Abreu and about that he's had experience starting and in relief pitching, and that even in winter ball before last season, he was in the Dominican Winter League and he started 7 games. And his ERA was really good. But what was interesting is he was only averaging a little less than 4 innings per start. I wonder if there's a circumstance this year where they ever consider using him like Christian Javier, to where maybe he's pitching 3 innings or something like that, or maybe he starts a game for 3 innings and then they go to the bullpen.
Right.
Because if they have to go to somebody else, I feel like it's B-lack at this point if they just need an extra guy.
I'd like to see Seth Martinez.
But he's more of a reliever, John. Like, he hasn't really started much.
Yeah, well, you know what? I would love to see what Seth Martinez could do. He didn't start in the minors at all.
Not in like 5 years. I went back and looked at the numbers. It's been a long time since he's done anything that hadn't been just bullpen work.
Yeah, well, I want to see that guy contributing. If it's not him, Brian Abreu's been in the bullpen for a while now too, though, so that's going to be difficult. Listen, I ain't worried about Astros pitching. You know what? They've done an unbelievable job, even without Verlander and McCullers. I still like the Astros.